But we should move on to everybody getting up in arms, because apparently if you are the premier of a province and you're attending an event where there's upwards of 100,000 people who attend every day, you need to make sure that all of those 100,000 people are wearing T-shirts that are approved of by the CBC. So Alberta's Premier Danielle Smith wore this shirt. I'm squinting to see it. It says, imagine being a young queer person, the tweet says, in Alberta and seeing your Premier, Alberta Danielle Smith, supporting stuff like this. Okay, I'm not sure she's supporting this. She's just at an event with a guy who's wearing the shirt. She's not wearing the shirt. If you look at the shirt, though, it states a biological, however inconvenient for the other side, fact. It says, thank a straight person today for your existence. Straight pride.
Yeah. What's wrong with that? What's wrong with that? I mean, if we're all about diversity, equity, inclusion, does that mean excluding more than 98% of the residents of planet Earth, Sheila?
Everybody on planet Earth right now is the product of biological reproduction between a female gamete and a male gamete. That's how it works. That's how we all came to be until we're just photosynthesized in a lab, which I think at this point we have coming. We have coming, and we might deserve it.
Well, you know, you might be right. But and by the way, that is the correct term. Straight, that's fine. Heterosexual, that's fine. You know what's offside? Cisgender. You know, to me, that sounds too much like sissy, and that's not why they do it, though. So please park that. I mean, the first time you ever heard that term, cisgender,
I had to Google it.
Yeah, I don't. What the hell are they talking about? So this is a community that goes out of their minds if you misgender them or use the wrong pronoun. So I'm going to tell you right now, stop with the cisgender. We hate it as straight heterosexual people, that is.
If you use that on me in public, I'm going to put you on blast. It's the othering, right? Like, so you have to make everything weird.
Yeah.
So that nothing is weird.
Now I get it.
It's like when you're in a room when everybody's loud, the whole room is loud, even the quiet person, right? That's what's happening here. So if they're doing weird things and they have weird prefixes to describe their sexual proclivities for some reason, like we all need to know, then we have to give one to the normal people too, so that now normal is also othered and in this strange mess.
Yeah, but this is a terrible example, again, I think, Sheila, of the suppression of freedom of speech. And we did a story earlier where we went up to Stephen Lewis Secondary School in Thornhill, just north of Toronto. And according to the kids there, if you wear a shirt saying there are only two genders, you're either going to get a detention or a suspension. Meanwhile, a teacher allegedly showed trans porn in his humanities class. Is it humanities or inhumanities class? And that resulted in some kids leaving the room. I guess those are haters and bigots and transphobes, but we're still trying to get to the bottom of that story. The world, do you find the world's upside down sometimes?
Yes, yes. It's complete inversion. Yeah. Good is bad. Gross is now palatable. Yep. Weird is celebrated as beauty. Mm-hmm. Ugliness is beauty now. Yeah. I know we're late for an ad break, Olivia. I'm sorry. But I was watching this Tucker Carlson clip. He was talking with that British guy with the long hair. What's his name? I can't remember. Russell Brand.
Oh,
Thank you.
Yes.
He did Russell Brand, and he was talking about inherent beauty. And it is something that travels across all cultures. What a culture will create as beauty might be different than what I might, but you recognize it as beauty when you see it. Yeah. It's undeniable. Like Tucker's example was he could go see a Shinto temple in Japan, and while he is from like the northeast of the United States, he would recognize it instantly as beautiful. Oh, cool. And he said, that because things used to be built by people who liked people. So you could go see like a village council house in the UK, and it might be a couple hundred years old and built by a craftsman who had just hand tools, but you could recognize it as beautiful and made by someone who loved the people around him. And he said, now look at government buildings.
You know, great line.
And he's like, they clearly don't like people. And that got me thinking about the inversion of beauty. It's a hate of humanity. When you see celebrating, you know, morbid obesity as beautiful, and or you know, like you see people being labeled as beautiful and you're like, that face looks like a Picasso painting. What are you talking about? It's the hatred of humanity and the things we hold dear.
In fact, you're right. If you are saying that a morbidly obese person is beautiful, and by the way, folks,
it's unkind.
It is, because that isn't going to maybe shorten their lives and give them a premature death sentence. It will. Ask any doctor.
You dislike them if you're saying that.
And so really, and this is coming from someone, I don't subscribe to the media and marketing generation of what a perfect woman is.
No, you give me a hard time all the time.
Yeah, I do. You know, sometimes I look at you, all the weight you're losing, I feel like shoving a jelly donut down your mouth.
Let's stop.
But you know what I'm saying? I love curvy women. But there is a line, and when we embrace obesity as diversity, to the point that, can you imagine, Sheila, we have a genre now of reality TV. It's all about fat people. You know, the 1,000-pound sisters, my 600-pound life, supersized. It's unbelievable how it's being normalized, and it's not right. But I got to ask you, Sheila Gunn Reid, is there in truth no beauty? Do you know where I got that from? It's an episode title for Star Trek.
Star Trek.
Yeah.
Of course.
Or is it in beauty, there's no truth? Did I screw up that line?
I don't know. Nobody knows. Nobody watched it. Just you. Okay, we got to hit an ad break.
Yes,
just
keep
go to
your
an ad break,
phasers
please.
on fun, folks.